Hi guys, so we had to start the live again. So just to reiterate what we talked about, I am a lifestyle and beauty influencer, and today I'm adding Chaya, who is a licensed clinical psychologist, and we will be talking about mental health. And let me just add. Yeah. So if you have any questions related to mental health, please mention it.
Please mention it.
And we will
And
just
we will
start as
just
soon as
start as
Chaya
soon
replies.
as she replies.
Uh,
Uh,
Chaya, your screen is
Shaya, your
not
screen
visible.
is not visible.
Okay.
Okay, so while Chaya is just getting added to the live, I would love to know what is going on with you right now, and how can we help you with anything that is related to mental health. So we have added a lot of questions that we think will benefit. So just adding Chaya now, and she will be able to help you with all the questions.
Hi.
Hi. Yes.
Hi.
I think we are
Yes.
back now. Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
so as you were
so,
answering,
as you were answering,
can you mention what is
can
mental
you
health
mention
once
what is
again?
mental health once again?
Okay. So when we are talking about mental health, we are basically talking about psychological well-being. From a very individual perspective, it is about taking care of your emotions, that is how you feel, your thoughts, as well as your behavior. So these three aspects form an important part of our psychological well-being. So all of us spend a lot of effort towards taking care of our body, okay, our physical health. We eat healthy, we go to a gym, we exercise. But similarly, our mental health would require a lot of effort because when there is psychological well-being, then you would be able to cope up with various life status, deal with uncertainties around, and this forms the basis of coping with various aspects of life.
I am getting a lot of
I am getting a lot
questions
of
that
questions that
can you use
can you
earphone?
use earphone?
Okay, let me
So
see if
yeah.
that
So,
can happen.
yeah.
Okay, is that better now?
I think so. Yes, the echoing has also stopped. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the second question we have is, why is the stigma towards mental health that is going around not rational?
So we all have been dealing with all mental health professionals have been dealing with a lot of stigma from ages now.
Yeah.
It is like we are not struggling with the illness, we are struggling with the stigma
Yeah.
because people are not ready to seek help and they keep on suffering for many, many years and their conditions help them cope up and come out of the illness itself. So, for example, if somebody has jaundice or somebody has typhoid, do you tell them that no, they should not seek help or they should not go to a doctor or they are responsible for having that? No, you don't.
Yeah.
Similarly, the stigma worsens the fact that people don't seek help. So this is basically a big problem which all professionals and all people suffering from illness have to face on a day-to-day basis.
The next question we have is, what are the common mental health issues that are seen in India?
So mental health issues can be of various kinds. When we talk about mental health or mental illness, people only believe in that somebody who is very aggressive, somebody who has lost control. But that's not true. If that kind of a mental illness we are talking about, we are only talking about those few people, probably 1 or 2% of those people who might be aggressive or who might have lost control. But the most common form of mental health problems are seen in forms of depression as well as anxiety. So, for example, if we talk about depression, so depression would have three main core areas. First would be that your mood is affected. So it could be you have low mood, irritable mood. Second is your thoughts are affected. You tend to think, basically have lot of negative thoughts. You feel worthless, you feel negative, hopeless, helpless, and your behavior is also affected. Behavior effect could be seen in form of that you don't speak to your friends, you are always alone, you are not able to perform at work. So these are the aspects and the common symptoms which are usually seen. So if your productivity is affected, you are not able to function, your well-being is affected, that is a time that these are various symptoms which you need to look at.
Okay. And how to identify the mental health problems in yourself or the people around you?
Uh, Specifically in India, what happens is that we are not aware of our emotions, we are not aware of our thoughts. Like, you might be able to very easily say that, I am having a body ache, I'm having this issue, or even I have a skin problem, or there's something wrong with my stomach. But we are not aware of what is happening inside our mind. What are we thinking? What are we feeling? So, the first aspect to understand if you are having any symptoms is to, on a day-to-day basis, also look at what do you think, how do you feel, are you struggling, are you continuously struggling with whatever is happening around you and you are not able to cope up. Then it is a time that you need to look for answers. What are the triggers? What is happening to you? Why is there a struggle? Why are your thoughts negative? Why are you not able to experience positive emotions? And that is a time when you would be able to move forward.
Okay. And so a common question that I've heard is, what is the difference between a counselor, a psychologist, and a psychiatrist? And when should you be going to them? The difference is not clear and people don't know where
Yes.
to go.
Yes, and I think you have brought up a question which is extremely, extremely relevant. Lot of people are not aware of this difference. So mental health professionals can be of various kinds. People have heard their names. They have heard there's somebody called a psychiatrist. There is somebody called a clinical psychologist. There is somebody called a counselor. So let us understand how they are different. So a psychiatrist is one who is a medically trained professional. He is a doctor who takes care of the biological aspects of the illness. So biological aspect treatment, I mean that they prescribe medications to deal with various psychiatric illnesses. The second are what we call as clinical psychologists. Clinical psychologists are licensed practitioners who perform various kinds of therapy for various disorders. It could be an obsessive compulsive disorder, it could be depression, it could be a borderline personality disorder. And they use specific techniques and specific therapies to deal with these clinical disorders. Counselors are basically those who are trained in psychology to handle general life stressors. So supposedly you have some family related issues, you have issues with your boss at work, you are struggling to concentrate. So these are basic general life issues where you can take help from a counseling psychologist.
Okay. There are a lot of myths that are around mental health, and it's very important to bust them and for people to know the truth. So, can you share some of them?
So first common myth which we come across is when people say that mental health is not biological. It has nothing to do with your body. So it is dependent upon how you feel, your own temperament, your own personality. So it is something like you're inviting an illness. Okay, you are responsible for getting an illness. There is nothing biological in it. That is the biggest myth. All mental health illnesses are biological to some extent by nature. They can be triggered off by various stressors in life, but they are biological. They are basically caused by some neurochemical imbalance in our brain, and that leads to various illnesses. And it can happen to anyone. It can happen to me, it can happen to you, it can happen to anyone. And that is why when one good thing which has happened in last 2 years is when celebrities talk about how they have been struggling with mental health issues and how they have emerged and they have seek help. So this has helped break that stigma that it can actually happen to anyone.
Yes. And what are some of the good habits that you can follow to remain positive and have a healthy attitude towards life?
So as you take care of your body, you also are supposed to take care of your psychological well-being. So the first aspect of taking care of psychological well-being would be that you are supposed to follow basic routines. That is extremely important.
Hmm.
So taking care of your routine, sleeping on time, exercising, eating healthy, all these would help not only in terms of physical health, but would also be helpful in terms of your psychological health. So this is one thing which we really, really need to work towards. Second aspect, which is important, is that building a social circle. We all need to realize that different people in our life fulfill our different needs. Parents fulfill certain kind of need, a partner fulfills certain kind of needs. And this is something which we all need to start looking at, which all need to look at, build a circle at various areas, having neighbors, having friends, having students, fulfilling different roles becomes important. Now, I think you would ask me that in this COVID scenario, when there's so much of uncertainty and social distancing is something which
Yes.
we all need to follow. Yes, it is very, very important to still continuing being in touch with people around you because and the digital platform is something which has helped us to be in touch, to remain in touch, to talk to people. The third part of mental well-being is doing a digital detox, which is extremely important.
Very important.
Now we all are at home. We use the digital platform in all areas of our life. We are working through the digital platform.
Hmm.
So taking up some time, if it could be a weekend, it could be few hours in a day, where you are taking up activities which are off-screen activities is extremely important. Be it taking up gardening or reading, take up anything which you like, which is not using media or digital platforms. So this digital detox is very important. And the fourth part, if you have tried all these things, you have made an effort, you have already tried all these things, you have struggled maintaining a routine, you are finding it difficult to have a social circle. If all those things have been a struggle, then it means that you need to seek help and you need to go to a professional to seek help to deal with these issues. So the way you would go to a doctor with a pain or a difficulty in your body, similarly, you will go to a psychological professional to seek help if you are struggling.
Okay. Um, the next question that we actually got out of the stories that the Body
Okay.
Shop asked about was that can acne issues be related to stress? And if yes, how can it be controlled and improved?
So our mind and body are very closely related. Okay, so whatever happens to our body affects our mind. So supposedly today I get some major illness. Okay, So, like I get cancer, then what will happen? My thoughts would turn negative. I will ask questions, why me? Why did it happen to me? Similarly, what happens to our mind, what happens to our mood, and what happens to our thoughts start to affect our body in certain ways. And acne is a very common symptom which is triggered by whatever stressor. So many people who already have acne issues, when they undergo stress, they tend to increase or they tend to erupt more. So if you are dealing with these issues, first of all, start to identify what are the triggers, what is happening, what are the reasons for the stress which you are experiencing, and start talking to somebody about it. Many biological symptoms in the body like acne or stomach ache or kind of unexplained pain happen when you are not ready to accept your emotions and talk about it. So the first thing would be identify trigger, identify your thoughts, identify your emotions, and start speaking. Many a times talking about these itself helps resolve or find ways of coping to it.
Okay, I can see a lot of questions saying if you can also talk a little bit in Hindi because कुछ लोगों को
I'll
समझ नहीं आ रहा, तो like mix and match.
definitely. I think
Yeah.
that's a good suggestion. Let's do that.
Yeah. And okay, this question was common across a lot of people who posted their questions. That what are some of the ways to control anger so it doesn't affect our mental health? And I think it's very relatable because people think if you're aggressive or angry, you have an issue. So how to tackle that?
So anger is is an emotion like any other emotion. You feel sad, you feel happy, you will feel angry. It's not as if it's a bad emotion. We all feel angry. When does the problem happen? The problem happens when you're not able to deal with that anger. Okay. So there's something which has happened and you have started to feel angry about it. The problem is not that you're feeling angry. The problem is you're expressing that anger in a way that starts to affect people around. That's why people say, oh, you're an angry person. Why are you behaving like this? You should not be doing this. Okay. So this is where you need to take control, where you tell yourself, okay, this has happened. I feel angry about it. It is okay to feel angry. Let me try and do something about it. So here you're trying to take control over your emotions by accepting. So you're not saying, no, I should not be angry. You're saying, it's okay, I'm angry. Let me see what I can do about it. The best strategy is always to just withdraw from the situation for some time. Because anger is like a wave in the ocean. It goes up, it comes down. You just have to wait for it to come down. Once you do that, you will have a better control over your anger.
I have heard this a lot. Never take decisions when you're mad or angry.
Just delay them. Just postpone them for some time.
Yes. Another question was how to tackle the feeling of being lonely or empty. जैसे बहुत लोगों को ये फील होता है, तो उसके लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं?
So, the feeling of loneliness can happen because of various things. तो loneliness सिर्फ ये नहीं होता है कि हमारे अराउंड लोग नहीं हैं इसीलिए हम लोनली हैं. लोनलीनेस तब भी हो सकती है कि हमारे अराउंड लोग हैं बट हम उनसे रिलेट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, हम उनसे इमोशनली कनेक्ट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. तो हमारे बहुत सारे फ्रेंड्स हैं. ऐसा आपने बहुत सुना होगा जब कहते हैं कि फ्रेंड्स तो बहुत सारे हैं बट किसी से इमोशनली बात नहीं कर सकते हैं, जो हम शेयर करना चाहते हैं वो नहीं कर सकते हैं. तो इसीलिए लोनलीनेस बिकम्स अ प्रॉब्लम. जब हम लोनलीनेस की बात करते हैं तो उसके लिए फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हमें आइडेंटिफाई करना चाहिए कि हमारे अराउंड कौन लोग हैं जिनको हम ट्रस्ट कर सकते हैं अपने फीलिंग्स बताने के लिए, अपने थॉट्स बताने के लिए, जो हमें जज नहीं करेंगे. एंड अगर हम ऐसे लोगों को आइडेंटिफाई कर पाएं तो बिना झिझक के अगर हम अपने प्रॉब्लम्स, अपने इमोशंस को उनके साथ शेयर करेंगे तो ये जो लोनलीनेस का फैक्टर है जो लोगों के साथ होने के बावजूद रहता है वो थोड़ा कम हो जाए.
इसी क्वेश्चन का एक और क्वेश्चन कि अगर आपने बोला कि मैं किसी से बात करूं बट व्हाट इफ आई कांट ट्रस्ट पीपल, बिकॉज इस मिलेनियल की एक बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है, वी कांट ट्रस्ट पीपल.
ओके, सो अगर हम ट्रस्ट फैक्टर देखें तो ट्रस्ट फैक्टर एरिया डिपेंडेंट होगा ना. जैसे कि अगर मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मेरे वर्क प्लेस में सब लोग बहुत कॉम्पिटिटिव है, मैं किसी को ट्रस्ट नहीं कर सकती, तो क्या मैं अपने वर्क प्रॉब्लम एक ऐसे फ्रेंड के साथ शेयर कर सकती हूँ जो मेरे वर्क से रिलेटेड नहीं है. ठीक है. या अगर मुझे कोई फैमिली रिलेटेड इश्यूज है तो रैदर देन मैं अपनी फैमिली में ही डिस्कस करूँ, क्या मैं किसी और से डिस्कस कर सकती हूँ जिसका कनेक्शन मेरी फैमिली के साथ नहीं है. तो जिसको ट्रस्ट करने में हमें डिफिकल्टी नहीं हो. दैट इज वाई वी नीड टू हैव डिफरेंट पीपल इन आवर लाइफ टू फुलफिल डिफरेंट नीड्स. हम किसी भी एक इंसान पे पूरी डिपेंडेंसी नहीं रख सकते. जब हमारे पास एक सर्कल होता है तो इजी होता है ना. जैसे कि अगर आपको पता है, अगर आपको मूवी देखनी है तो वो वाला फ्रेंड है जो हमेशा मूवी देखने जाता है, और ये वाला फ्रेंड है जो हमेशा खाना खाने जाता है, और ये वाला फ्रेंड है अगर दुख हो तो उसके पास जाता है. ऐसा हमारे सबके साथ होता है. इसीलिए ऐसे डिफरेंट लोगों को आइडेंटिफाई करना इट इज इजियर. एंड अगर डिस्कनेक्टेड है उस एरिया से तो ट्रस्ट का प्रॉब्लम नहीं रहेगा.
Yes. Okay. Next question is how to tackle the constant overthinking, and is it directly related to anxiety? तो अगर आपको एंजाइटी हो रही हो एंड आप ओवरथिंक बहुत ज्यादा करते हो, जो आई थिंक अब बहुत कॉमन हो चुका है, रात को कई लोग सो नहीं पाते, कुछ नहीं कर पाते, तो वो ओवरथिंकिंग कैसे रोक सकते हैं, एंड इज इट रिलेटेड टू एंजाइटी?
यस, ओवरथिंकिंग इज अ डायरेक्ट सिम्टम ऑफ एंजाइटी. तो एंजाइटी से क्या होता है, अनसर्टेनिटी होती है. ठीक है, हमें लगता है हमारे कंट्रोल में कुछ भी नहीं है, और जब हमारे कंट्रोल में कुछ नहीं लगता तो हम सोचने लगते हैं कि हम क्या क्या कंट्रोल कर लें. हम अपना प्रेजेंट भी कंट्रोल कर लें, हम अपना फ्यूचर भी कंट्रोल कर लें, एंड हम इसी विशियस सर्कल में फंस जाते हैं और हमेशा सोचते रहते हैं, सोचते रहते हैं, सोचते रहते हैं. ओवर थिंकिंग को टैकल करने के लिए वन ऑफ द बेस्ट स्ट्रैटेजी इज to think of what is in front of me right now. What am I dealing with right now? So, supposedly, I sat down to work. मैं अपने लैपटॉप के सामने काम करने बैठी हूँ, पर मैं सोच रही हूँ, ओ मेरा अभी बॉस क्या सोच रहा होगा, ये काम शाम तक हो जाएगा या नहीं हो जाएगा, मुझे अपने बॉयफ्रेंड को अभी कॉल करना पड़ेगा. एंड आई एम थिंकिंग. सो आई डू व्हाट वी कॉल एज थॉट चेक. मैं क्या सोच रही हूँ, अभी आई एम इन फ्रंट ऑफ माई laptop, I need to focus on this. So again and again bringing your thoughts down to what you are doing right now becomes very very important. Okay, so start focusing on what is happening right now, which is also called as mindfulness technique, which you all should read about it, and it will help you in lot of areas. But फिर भी अगर आप अपने थॉट्स में फंसते जा रहे, ठीक है, यू आर सपोज टू डू सम इम्पोर्टेंट वर्क बट ओवर थिंकिंग चल रहा है, या रात को सोना चाह रहे हैं बट थॉट्स आते जा रहे हैं, पास्ट के हैं, कुछ फ्यूचर के हैं, थॉट्स आते जा रहे हैं. व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन ट्राई सिंपल पोस्टपोन. आप सिर्फ ये बोलो कि आई विल थिंक अबाउट देम लेटर. असाइन अ टाइम. टेल योरसेल्फ कि मैं इसके बारे में सुबह सोचूंगी, या मैं अभी आधा घंटा काम करूंगी, आधा घंटे के बाद मैं ये सारी थॉट्स सोचूंगी. So probably sometimes postponement of thoughts help you focus on the present moment and deal with what you have in your.
So जैसा आपने स्टार्टिंग में बोला था कि एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज पॉजिटिव रहने के लिए इज कि हम अपना एक शेड्यूल बनाए, उस शेड्यूल के हिसाब से चले, एंड अगर हम ओवरथिंक कर रहे हैं तो अभी का काम करें एंड कल का बाद में सोचें, ताकि वी आर इन द मोमेंट.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Next question that we have is that अभी बहुत ज़्यादा uncertainty है for school and college kids. Exams are being postponed. They are happening online. You don't know a lot of things. तो उसके लिए concentration के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं?
So concentration बढ़ाने के लिए one of the strategies is always to have a routine. You should know when you are supposed to study. Have a planned thing. It's not as if कि मैं अभी 11 बजे है, मेरा पढ़ने का टाइम है, बट मुझे पता ही नहीं कि क्या पढ़ना है. अभी I will decide a subject, I will decide the chapter. So another half an hour is gone in deciding what I need to study. So deciding a time, also deciding what you need to start, so that you're not spending time planning is important. Third thing is, rather than studying at a stretch always have gaps. So if you are looking at younger children, they should have attention span probably of 20 minutes. So if you're looking at a child who is class 3 or class 5, probably they can study for 20 minutes and then leave it. So they can have various intervals where they study. For somebody who is older, probably having a time span of 40 minutes is considered to be okay. So you study for 40 minutes, you take a break, and then you have another time slot. But if you're trying to study at stretch, your mind would waver off, you will not be able to concentrate.
A very good question I have seen from the audience right now is, do you think that we need to raise more awareness about body image concerns and how it may simultaneously exist with other disorders? So I think ये बहुत important question है, because body positivity अभी बहुत उसके बारे में बात हो रही है, and whether you're any body shape, it does not matter, but even on social media it happens a lot कि people get either hate or not good comments, and that directly affects their mental health. So if you're a person going through that, what should be done, and how can we raise more awareness about it?
So when it comes, I think that's a very good question, which lot of females, lot of women struggle with, and it's not only women. A lot of men also struggle with body image concerns.
Of course.
And it is not something which is new. It has been a struggle. Like uh, we all have been probably taunted at, made fun of. It could be skin color, it could be weight, it could be body type. Even when we are very young, we are very young, and we all remember those instances. These body image concerns is something which can coexist with lot of other disorders, depression के साथ, anxiety के साथ. ये सारे concerns बहुत ज़्यादा exist करते हैं. The important part is that what can you do to make yourself feel comfortable with your own body? So understanding what are the aspects of your body you can work with and accept it. What are the aspects of the body which cannot be changed, which needs to be accepted? You need to become comfortable with it. Is extremely important. But if you're wanting to change all the aspects, then that is where the anxiety comes. That is where you're not realistic about your body. So the first aspect is understanding your own body, understanding your own strength, understanding that yes, there are certain areas which can be worked upon and cannot be changed. So that is okay. So if you are able to accept, then only you would be less bothered by what other people think and what other people feel. And I think this body image concern, there's a lot of stigma attached to it, and media has picked up a lot of work, by bringing in people, by bringing in models of various shapes, various sizes, saying that they all are beautiful. There has been a lot of awareness about how everybody is beautiful in their own way. But I think that this area of work requires more awareness. So what happens is that these concerns keep on popping up and they die down. One person talks about it, they die down. Then it's a long period, nobody talks about it.
But I'm very glad that the Body Shop constantly talks about this. They have all of these causes that are attached to them, and they work very hard to have people of all color, all sizes, and promote them equally. And since it is a cruelty-free brand as well, these are amazing things.
Yes, and that kind of a consistent work would help change how we feel about ourselves. Because when we listen to brands like these, when we listen to models, when we listen to celebrities talking about that we all are beautiful, then it does make us feel good and it does make us feel beautiful.
Yeah, and as a brand, the Body Shop does exactly that. It makes you feel beautiful in your own skin.
True.
Okay, there is another question. Does anxiety cause forgetfulness?
Yes, anxiety can cause forgetfulness, and one of the reasons is overthinking. Because you were thinking about something else, it's not as if that you were not paying attention to it. Your mind was muddled up with so many thoughts. It could be about future, it could be about past. So when your mind was so muddled up, you were not able to pay attention to what you were doing. And that is why forgetfulness happens.
Okay. Coming back to another question जो हमने stories में से लिया था from the audience itself, was that with work from home, staying more time with the family and in-laws, fights have increased. So we are seeing that in a lot of places where people have gone back to their families, it is happening that they are not being able to deal with everybody together. So how to tackle that? Because you can't really change the situation. You can't say go away or anything like that. You have to be there and you have to be good for everybody. So इसके लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं?
I think that's a very good point because, and especially women have been struggling with this because
Very
they
much.
have been juggling with lot of things, at home, with children, with lot of other people at home. So nobody is getting a me time. Then lack of personal space. So even, you have to probably share workplace with other people at home. And when you haven't lived that long with these people, there could be interpersonal conflicts. So a lot of interpersonal conflicts, lot of violence, lot of aggression have started to come. The reports have started to come in. A lot of people have started to seek help around. The key to solve this is only one: communication. You need to communicate what you feel and think. So as a woman, if you are struggling, you are not able to do certain things, you're constantly feeling irritable, you are snapping at people, you talk it out. You tell that I am struggling, I am not able to cope up. So because many a times we in interpersonal relationship we live on assumptions that other person will see me and they will understand what is happening. No, it doesn't happen like that. When you would ask for help, when you would directly say that this is my struggle area, this is a point where I'm struggling, definitely there would be some people at home who would start to come up to give some form of help. So drawing routines, dividing responsibilities here would become important. I've also seen a lot of women struggling with prioritizing. Okay, so they say, I have 30 things to do. Yes, I understand you have 30 things to do, but make a priority. Don't do all 30. Don't try and finish all 30 in a day. Probably if you can reduce it down to 20, it would help. But don't try to accomplish 100% in all areas. We all are struggling. It is an uncertain time. It is a difficult time. It is okay if you are struggling. Talk about it. Do only things which are extremely essential. Take some me time out, even if it is 15-20 minutes every day. All these things would really help you start focusing, start doing various things, which would help probably build a routine and help you do various things. So I think this is something which we really need to work
Chaya, your earphones are not properly.
on. Not very clear.
Yeah, I just
Is
saw
it
a
better now?
comment. Yeah, much
Yeah.
better. Yeah. Building on the question, what you just said, um, domestic abuse has increased in a lot of households.
Yes.
इसके बारे में लोग बात नहीं कर पाते एंड वो उस शेल में दब के रह जाते हैं एंड उस चीज को सॉल्व नहीं कर पाते, उसके बारे में स्पीक अप नहीं कर पाते. तो उसके लिए व्हाट इज द बेस्ट सिचुएशन? बिकॉज जितने ज्यादा लोग घर पे रह रहे हैं उतना ज्यादा डोमेस्टिक अब्यूज भी बढ़ रहा है. तो ये
Yes.
बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हम इसको टैकल करें.
Yes, the domestic violence, the domestic abuse has increased significantly because people are constantly at home. People are staying together. They're not used to that. So, of course, the first part of dealing with domestic abuse is to report it to authorities, take help in whatever form you can as a woman. But if that is somehow not possible, it's beyond scope to discuss that why is it not possible. But for many women, it might not be possible to report or move out, and they might continue to struggle. In that case, identifying people whom you can talk to, you can share with, be it somebody from your own family, be it a friend, is extremely important. The third part is where identifying that what triggers of violence or aggression. Here, I am not trying to say that you are responsible for it. You are definitely not responsible for it. But if you are still staying there, so understanding patterns, understanding what could be the triggers, and trying and protecting yourself from those triggers might help in some way.
So someone has written that what to do if a woman is scared to approach. Because I think this is happens a lot कि आप डोमेस्टिक अब्यूज के थ्रू जा रहे हो बट आपके पास चॉइस नहीं है, आप वापस नहीं जा सकते, आपके बच्चे हैं, ऐसी बहुत सारी सिचुएशंस होती हैं, सबकी अपनी सर्कमस्टांस होती है. तो इसके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं अगर वो अप्रोच करने के लिए ही रेडी नहीं है या उन्हें डर लग रहा है अप्रोच करने के लिए?
So if you have somebody who's facing these issues, who's facing violence, keep on providing an individual level support in whatever way you can by listening to them, by telling them that they are not responsible, by telling them that you are always there. But it will again be a very individualistic decision which is dependent upon a woman and the kind of circumstances that person is. And it is very easy to evaluate from outside to say that, this should be done. Every circumstances is very different. So if you have somebody who is struggling at an individual level, just keep supporting.
And let me see if we have any questions here.
Yeah.
I had also read a question asking if magnesium is helpful and related to like mental health and will it help improve it? So what would be your take on that? Or
so I think that is not something which is in the realm of a psychotherapy or a psychological thing which I will be able to answer.
So I think if this is a question, then you should probably go to a doctor or a psychiatrist. And
Yes.
In case that question is still lingering, you can still comment it on the
Yes.
live when the Body Shop will be posting it as an IGTV. So any questions you have about the Body Shop, about mental health that you could not ask here, you can ask in the comment section when we save it.
Yeah.
Let me just check about the questions. What to do if you have social anxiety?
Okay. So a lot of people struggle with, social anxiety when they're not able to talk, when they're not able to give a presentation. So if you're suffering from social anxiety, start with a very basic thing. Start talking at a very smaller level. So start talking to your friends, start talking to your neighbors, start having small conversations. So once you start mastering that, okay, so it could be as easy as you're talking to your own house help, a small chit chat there, talking to a neighbor. So probably start building targets for them. Start building targets where you say, okay, the first step is that I am going to have a 5 minutes conversation. Then you start increasing the conversation. Also, start observing that how other people have conversations. So if you have a skill deficit where you don't know what to say, how to speak, so observing other people can give you a lot of cues. So this is something which you can do. The third part is that if you lot of people feel ki, what is happening, other people will think this about me, other people will think bad about me. So in that case, what you need to do is question your thoughts and ask yourself, let me try. I don't know what the other person is still thinking, what is happening. Let me give it a try. So this is something which you need to keep doing.
And someone has asked, when we are in a peer group, we are unable to talk about what we want. So how can we overcome that? So I think this is directly linked to what we call peer pressure and how to tackle with peer pressure basically.
So when you're looking at peer pressure, try and hold on to your individuality. Understand that you as an individual would have your own strengths and have your own weaknesses. So supposedly, your peer is, saying that we should do this. So evaluate. Do you really want to do this? Take out time to think that, do I really fit into this? Do I really want to explore something like this? Or probably outside that group, talk to somebody whom can advise, who can help you deal with this. So when you try and do that, so it should not be always that there is a good fit. You can still hold on to your own thoughts and your own individuality in your own peer group. So when you become confident about your own self, it becomes easier to deal with the peer pressure.
And a related question to that is what to do if you're an intro. So basically, अगर आप एक introvert हो, तो आप क्या कर सकते हो? Because आप उस shell में रहते हो, and कोई suggestions जिससे वो बाहर आ सके उस shell से.
So being an introvert is not a problem, okay? But not being comfortable being an introvert is a problem.
Not communicating.
So yes. So अगर आप इंट्रोवर्ट हो, इट मीन्स कि यू वुड हैव लेस फ्रेंड्स, आपके कम फ्रेंड्स होंगे, आप प्रॉबेबली उतना सोशलाइज नहीं करोगे. बट इफ दैट इज हाउ यू आर, इट इज ओके. बट इट डजंट मीन कि आप पूरी तरह सोशलाइज नहीं करोगे, आप किसी से बात नहीं करोगे. तो मेकिंग एन एफर्ट कि आपके कुछ क्लोज फ्रेंड्स हैं जिनसे आप कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हो, कुछ वेरिड अमाउंट तक सोशलाइज कर रहे हो. अगर आप उतना कर पा रहे हो तो ठीक है, उसमें वैरायटी ऑफ फ्रेंड्स, नंबर ऑफ फ्रेंड्स इंक्रीज करने का कोई जरूरी चीज नहीं है. सो बीइंग एन इंट्रोवर्ट इज ओके टिल द टाइम यू हैव सम फ्रेंड्स और आप थोड़ा बहुत कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हो.
Okay. So I think we have gone through most questions, and there is one trending topic right now, which is that a lot of people, when they have depression and they don't know it, they feel like everything is over. They start overthinking, everything around them collapses. तो उस सिचुएशन में जब आप एकदम एक्सट्रीम पे हो, एंड जैसे अभी कई लोग साइकोलॉजिस्ट, साइकियाट्रिस्ट, काउंसलर्स, क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट के पास नहीं जा पाए, तो वो क्या कर सकते हैं इस सिचुएशन में अगर उन्हें फॉर एग्जांपल एंजाइटी अटैक्स, पैनिक अटैक्स ऐसा कुछ आए?
तो अगर आप, क्योंकि आप एक शेल में हो, आप उस थॉट्स में फंस गए हो, तो आपको ऐसा लगता है कि देयर इज नो होप, देयर इज नो लाइट, ओके. बट इस केस में अगर आप एक प्रोफेशनल हेल्प नहीं सीक आउट कर सकते हो, अगर वो पॉसिबिलिटी नहीं लग रही है, तो प्रॉबेबली स्पीकिंग टू समबडी whom you rely upon, एटलीस्ट तो बेसिक वेंटिलेशन होता है कि आप किसी से बात करो, किसी से कुछ अपनी जो थॉट्स हैं, अपने इमोशंस हैं, वो आप शेयर कर सकते हो. बट अगर ये एक ऑनगोइंग स्ट्रगल है, ये एक इलनेस का, डिप्रेशन का एस्पेक्ट है, तो वो सिर्फ बात करने से नहीं जाएगा, उसमें आपको प्रोफेशनल हेल्प की जरूरत होगी ही होगी. एंड विद दिस ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म इट हैज बिकम मोर इजी टू टेक एंड सीक प्रोफेशनल हेल्प.
So basically covering everything that we talked about today, it has been a great session, and thank you so much Chaya for sharing everything about mental health, because
Thank you so much.
Because as a brand, The Body Shop believes in these causes for helping women, making them stronger and bolder in their life. And I think this was very important because a lot of people during lockdown are going into stress and going through a lot of problems. And I think ये बहुत helpful हुआ उनके लिए. And in case कोई question हम answer नहीं कर पाए हो, या आपको लगता है that आपको कुछ और पूछना है, आप शाय हैं, तो you can comment it in this live when we post it as an IGTV, and of course Body Shop will be very happy to help you with it. So once again, thank you so much Chaya, and thank you so much everyone for joining in. Bye.